Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the Patagonia Black Hole MLC 45-liter travel backpack. We looked at the Mini MLC, which is the smaller version of this bag a while back on the channel. I've also featured it in a variety of videos since then because it's one of my favorite kind of all-purpose bags, super versatile, and so I was excited to have a chance to check out this larger version of the MLC, which seemed to just offer more space and flexibility if you're going to be traveling for a little bit longer. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my experience testing this over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, I want to thank Huckberry for sending the bag for me to test out. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, the appearance here is very much in line with the other bags in Patagonia's Black Hole lineup. So it's got a pretty functional vibe. It's not the sleekest or most modern looking bag. It does feel more subdued than previous editions of the MLC, which had, the shinier fabric. So I really like that update. We've seen that in some of the newer bags from Patagonia, and it still has some straps, some attachment points. So it's a functional bag, but not overwhelmingly technical, and it still feels like it's going to blend in well into a variety of environments while you're traveling. As far as the materials, the bag feels really solidly built. The exterior is made out of recycled fabrics. Along the sides, you have what looks like kind of a ripstop nylon, similar to what we saw in the Mini MLC, recycled webbing for the handles, and then on the front you have kind of this TPU laminate coated face that feels like it's going to be not only durable but highly weather resistant, and then you also have some nice YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside of the bag, no external water bottle pockets on this bag, which is a little bit different from the smaller version, which does have an elastic water bottle pocket, which is really useful. So sad to see that that wasn't included here. You do have compression straps included with this larger edition, which is really nice. The Mini MLC had these loops that you could use to clip on additional accessories, but no included compression straps. So these are going to be great for just kind of tightening everything down when the bag's not as full, to prevent things from shifting around. And then they have these really nice buckles that are going to allow you to also attach additional things that maybe don't fit on the inside if you want to, kind of hold a jacket or a tripod. I'm always a big fan of having these actual clips here. You can't remove these straps, so they're just fixed onto the bag. And then you have some really nice handles, one on the side, and then you also have one at the top and bottom of the bag. So you have a lot of different ways that you can kind of get this into an overhead storage compartment or pull it out of a trunk. You have the side handle that's going to allow you to carry this like a briefcase. There are a couple of different ways that you can carry this bag, so that is one of the modes. And then you have, the one on the top and the bottom, really useful. And you also have some attachment points next to the handle and on the other side. So a couple of different rows where you can clip on additional accessories with carabiners, so just adding to the functionality of the bag, as opposed to the previous editions where it was on the front. I like that these are a little bit more kind of subdued, out of the way, but still there if you need them. And then one last thing to call out while we're talking about the exterior is that you do have the Patagonia logo along the side. It's not quite on the front like it is on the Mini MLC and some of their other bags, so it's not as prominent. Still, pretty big branding, which I know some people aren't crazy about, but it kind of comes with the territory with some of these larger, kind of more mainstream brands, so not a huge deal. I do like that it's a little bit more off to the side. And then moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 45 liters. MLC, of course, stands for Max Legal Carry-On, I believe. And this is a little bit larger than what I would typically use for one bag travel. I tend to stay in the 35 to 40 liter range. I feel like that's kind of the safest option regardless of where you're going. With 45 liters, it's nice to have some additional capacity without having the bag feel overwhelmingly big. I like that the bag isn't super rigid, so it'll just kind of mold around the items that are in there. So even when it's packed out, it doesn't feel super bulky, and it still feels like something that you should be able to carry on to a variety of domestic and international airlines. Taking a look at the various ways that you can carry the bag, as mentioned earlier, you do have a handle on the side, so you can carry it in briefcase mode if you just want to have a very clean, simple way to move the bag around. And then of course you have some nice backpack straps that you have the ability to hide if you don't want to use them. These are very similar to the ones in the mini MLC and on bags like the 32-liter Black Hole pack, so I've typically had a good experience with them. They're not the most rugged straps, but they have a good amount of padding on the inside. They have a breathable mesh to help prevent moisture from building up. The straps have a decent width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders. For this size of bag, I do wish that they had been slightly wider. They feel a little small, but generally I haven't noticed, a huge issue, especially if I'm not wearing this for a long period of time. If I'm wearing this for many hours on a day to walk around, you might start to feel a little fatigue. And then you also have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. To attach the straps, you have very reliable buckles here, durable, easy to get this on and off and convert it between the different modes, which is very nice. And then on the back paneling, you have a similar type of padding to what you see on the strap. So again, not the most robust. It's distributed throughout, but it doesn't come up a lot. It doesn't have a ton of breathability. This actually feels less breathable than the mini MLC. It doesn't have the same sort of mesh. You can see that it's a little bit different. So it would have been nice to maybe have the same type of material, but still, you do have some comfort there, and you also have a luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. And then one of the cool things about the MLC, I'm glad they kept this from the mini, is that it includes a waist belt that integrates nicely into the bag, so it's actually going to help distribute some of the weight from your shoulders down to your waist. The waist belt offers a nice amount of padding similar to the shoulder straps. And then one of the coolest things is that this actually doubles as the shoulder strap. If you want to carry it like a shoulder bag instead of wearing it like a backpack, you take the waist belt off, then you have a couple of attachment points that are hidden in the bag, and then you can use this as a duffel bag, shoulder bag. I actually really like that because of the size of this. If you're traveling with two bags, you can wear a backpack and then use this as a shoulder bag, and it just turns into a really versatile two-bag system. So, just really like the flexibility that's provided here, and then the fact that it's pretty easy to kind of convert the bag between the different modes. And then jumping into the organizational options, the bag keeps things pretty simple. It's a little more minimal than the mini MLC. That one had a really nice top quick access pocket, which I found very useful. A little sad that that's not included in the larger version here. A lot of the organization is contained in the main compartment or in the dedicated tech area. So it has this laptop and tech section that opens up suitcase style. You have a lot of space here. And on one side, you have a nice amount of organization. You have a couple of slip pockets that are a little bit deeper. You have some good elastic mesh here, very high quality feeling. And I like the flexibility that this provides, even if you have some bulkier items. At the moment, I'm just using one of them to hold my laptop charger and the power brick. And then you have a couple of slip pockets above those for any items that you're grabbing more regularly. Tech items, I have a portable battery here. This could be a good spot to hold a hard drive, a mouse, a couple of slots for a pen or a stylus. And then you have a slightly padded compartment at the end. It's got this little Velcro strap to help secure an item in there. I just currently have my Magic Mouse here, but definitely a good spot for maybe something like a phone. And then you also have a little lanyard with a clip. That's going to be a great spot for your keys. And you have a zippered mesh compartment. I like the amount of space that's offered here. Maybe not the best for super bulky items as it might press up against your laptop, but great for cables, dongles. I just have a Field Notes notebook in here, a deck of playing cards just to kind of showcase the volume that it offers. And then on the other side, you have a zippered sleeve that's going to offer a nice amount of space, and it is sharing the wall with the back, so you can feel the padding here. Good spot maybe for some documents, a tablet, something a little bit flatter. And then you have the dedicated laptop sleeve, which has this Velcro strap, again, to help keep your device in place when you open it up so that it doesn't fall out automatically. Plenty of space here for a 15 or 16-inch laptop. Currently what I have in here is a 14-inch MacBook Pro, which is able to fit in there really comfortably. The sleeve itself offers a little bit of padding. It's not the most robust sleeve, but it is a little more padded than just a standard slip pocket. And then it is pulled up from the bottom of the ground and on the sides. So when you place your bag down, it does feel like your laptop is going to be well protected. The sleeve comes up a decent amount, so if you have something a little bit thicker or you want to use a case with your device, it should be able to handle that pretty well. So again, even though it's not as well padded as some of the laptop sleeves that I typically like to use, it does feel like my device will be protected while I'm on the go. One last thing before moving on from this laptop and tech area is that the orientation of all the pockets is actually really nice. Everything is sort of intended to be used when you're carrying the bag as a shoulder bag or as a briefcase. It's a little bit different from the mini MLC where the laptop compartment is vertically oriented. So it can be a little bit funky to have the bag on the luggage pass through and then getting the device out and accessing all that stuff. So here, there's a little bit more consistency there. If you don't want to open the compartment all the way up, you can still reach in, grab your device, access some of these slip pockets while you're carrying the bag in this mode or if it's resting on your suitcase. So that is one plus with how the layout here has been adapted. And then moving into the main compartment, you do have to release the compression straps here so that you can open this up properly, and really nice beefy zipper on this main area. One thing to note is that they don't lock in the traditional sense, which might have been nice given that it's a travel backpack. You do have enough space in the zipper pulls to maybe use a cable lock, so you can kind of work around it. Something that I wanted to call out though. And then you have this suitcase style opening, so you can easily kind of see everything, pack it out. On one side you have a couple of larger zippered pockets. One of them is made of mesh so you can see what's on the inside. Good spot maybe for toiletries, a jacket, maybe some socks and underwear. And then on the other side you have an additional compartment, also pretty tall, maybe a good spot for more sensitive things, medicines, tech items that you don't need to access as regularly. I didn't use these that much because I felt like it might create some bulges that would take up some of the space from my main packing area. So that's something that I'm always kind of on the lookout for with how these bags are laid out. On the mini MLC, it felt like the internal organization had more of its own independent volume. These feel a little flatter, still useful, and then if you don't want to use them, you can just kind of leave them out of the way. And then on the other side, you have the large storage area. It's got this mesh flap to kind of help keep everything in place. You can open it up, and then with 45 liters of space, I mean, this can definitely hold more than what I would typically travel with. So this is an excellent option if you are just traveling for a little bit longer, or if you're newer to one bag travel, if you need a little more flexibility. I mean, even with the items that I have in here, there's still some additional capacity for another pair of shoes, maybe another smaller packing cube. Diving into what I currently have here, I have my packable rain jacket. I have compressible packing cube that I featured in a video recently for the Limitless backpack. That's from Graphene X. I have my Air Dop kit, the Toms that I typically pack with me, and then I have my standard kind of Peak Design packing cube setups. So I have the small compressible packing cube there with my socks and underwear. And then I have the medium packing cube. And then just because I had some extra space, I have just another tech pouch. This is a Moment tech pouch, but it was really just more meant to be a placeholder to show that I still had capacity even for something bulkier like a pouch. And so now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. Very simple layout here. No additional compression straps or organization in this area. Just a big bucket of space that works perfectly with packing cubes. And it's just gonna give you a lot of flexibility. These simple layouts also always feel like they can hold more without feeling quite as bulky or heavy. So, really like the simplicity of this layout. Definitely feels like some of the other just kind of simple, almost duffel style travel bags that I've used, where I can toss a bunch of stuff in and really pack it out. And then because it's not as rigid, it just provides a lot of flexibility and it makes it pretty easy to pack. So, I appreciate some of the updates and simplicity from the mini MLC. There are some things that I would have liked to have seen carried over, like the quick access pocket or the water bottle pocket, but in general, it just does what it's meant to do really well. Provides you the ability to use it as a shoulder bag, as a backpack. If you're looking for something durable and spacious that's gonna have that flexibility, or you're just a fan of Patagonia's gear and you're looking for a new travel bag, then it's gonna be a really solid option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a pretty good experience testing out the Patagonia Black Hole MLC over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on Huckberry for around $240, $250, so definitely a bit of an investment. You are getting a really solidly built bag. It's got a nice feature set and capacity, and it's also going to compare pretty well to some of the other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of, which we talked a little bit about during the video, is the Mini MLC, which is the smaller version of this bag. Comes in at 30 liters, so it's not going to be able to hold quite as much stuff. And there's also some differences in the feature set. You have a nice top quick access pocket, which isn't present on this, a water bottle pocket, and then that one's just got, you know, kind of the main clamshell style opening, some slight differences in the layout, which I actually prefer that bag has. It's still going to be probably the one that I use more regularly. It's also just great that because that 30-liter size, it can work for minimal travel or for day-to-day usage or as a personal item. I've actually featured that in my larger personal item bags video, which I'll link in the description below if you want to check it out. So if you're a fan of Patagonia's brand and aesthetic and you're looking for just a really versatile bag in the 30-liter range, that's going to be one of the best options to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the updated version of the Packed travel backpack. I've really loved the improvements that Packed made on this edition of the bag. It still has the suitcase style opening that allows it to open down the middle, so you have dedicated sections for easier packing, good laptop protection, a comfortable harness system. I really like the more kind of subdued aesthetic that it offers, and it just has an awesome organizational layout. Checks off so many of the boxes for what I look for out of a one bag travel option. And if you like the type of layout that Packed offers and you're looking for a durable bag, that's going to be an awesome option to take a look at. The next bag this made me think of is the Tortuga 40-liter travel backpack, which is one of the most comfortable bags that's currently on the market. I absolutely love the harness system on that. It's adjustable and includes a really comfortable removable waist belt. And then at 40 liters, it's going to be able to hold an impressive amount of stuff, pretty similar to this one in my opinion. It also has a nice organizational layout that's not overwhelming. It keeps things simple but useful. You have a well-padded laptop compartment, and then you have a highly weather-resistant exterior. So if you're looking for something sleek, modern, that's going to prioritize comfort, then that's going to be one of the best options to take a look at. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Peak Design travel backpack, which is one of the most flexible and full-featured travel bags that's currently on the market. Very popular. It has Peak Design's sleek aesthetic, very durable materials. Comes in at around 45 liters, I believe, but it can expand out to get a little bit bigger, around 45 liters, and then you can compress it down. And then that one has, a really big clamshell style opening. You can just toss a ton of stuff in there. Nice organizational layout, a padded laptop sleeve. The harness on that one is not always my favorite, but it does offer the ability to tuck the straps away. It still works pretty well. It includes a waist belt that you can also hide away, so you can't remove it like you can on this one. But again, it just kind of incorporates all the features that you might want. Really nice external water bottle pockets. It also has the ability to be accessed from both sides, so you can easily grab whatever you need. Integrates well with Peak Design's ecosystem of camera, accessories, and packing cubes. So definitely just a really excellent option. Easy to see why it's so popular. And if you have a little bit of a higher budget and you're looking for something very sleek and that can kind of do it all, then that's going to be an awesome option to consider. With that being said, the Patagonia Black Hole MLC holds up pretty well against all those options. And if you're a fan of Patagonia's aesthetic and the company, and you're looking for something durable that's going to offer plenty of space, and this is going to be a really solid option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Black Hole MLC pack and how it compares to some of the other popular one-bag travel options that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar bags that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank Huckberry for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.